Hey guys, we're back again for the new year, but episode 2 for the new year. I'm Zuff.
I think I'm Harley. I can't remember.
She can't remember. There's been a lot going on. You know, she's confused.
It's been a long time, okay?
She might have become Harlem.
I'm Harlem.
Yeah. She's changing gender and race.
No, it's more like going for I am now Gollum, but Harley version.
All right. This is Gamified, by the way. Man, we gotta fucking
we
refine
need
those
to
intros.
really fucking start.
But we're a gaming and pop culture podcast. If you're new to us, if you're not, thank you for coming back. We appreciate it. Like, subscribe, as they do say.
But I appreciate it more.
Yeah, she does. I'm ungrateful. But today we're going to be talking about... actually, what were we talking about again? Oh, right, yeah.
So I found, while we're on holidays, that a ninja did a interview on a podcast, and I can't remember the podcast.
I believe it's TG2 or something like that.
Yeah. Great bunch of blokes over there. They've got some really good stuff. And he sort of came out and sort of explained his whole move to Mixer.
Mm.
So I sent you the video and I wanted to have a discussion about that because I also found out my favorite Borderlands / Destiny streamer has moved to Mixer as well, King Gathalion.
Oh.
So, and I didn't even know that. And that happened at the end of the year, so.
Mm. Oh, so that was just like hey, by the way, I'm just moving over as well.
Well, apparently there was a huge announcement. I just missed it.
Oh.
So I'm like, King Gathalion's not been on Twitch for ages.
I wonder why.
There we go.
Just jump ship.
Yeah.
In terms of that TG2, like I think it was just a snippet from the full podcast by the looks of it, but it was actually really interesting in terms of what they were saying, and like I do agree with what they say, which is effectively, Ninja was very, very important in the fact that when he did that, it completely changed the power dynamic between the service providers and the streamers.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And it's because before it was just like, you use our service, we tell you what to do, things that can't work out your way, and it's like, oh well, too bad. At least that's like the impression I got was that's how Twitch interacted with Ninja. Because he said he was trying to go through some negotiations on.
He tried. Apparently, they tried really hard for a while.
Yeah, and I think it was negotiations on restrictions that, like, of what they could say or do, and things were getting a little bit ridiculous at the time. Which people were accidentally showing someone took their shirt off accidentally, like a guy did, around the corner in the bathroom where you don't really get to see anything that's blurred out. Because the camera was in focus and instant ban. Yeah. And then it's just like...
And then you've got Twitch girls on there that are fucking half naked and they get what, like a 2-week ban? Or
they're just like, just delete that thing and we just won't talk about it.
Yeah. So we have covered this before in a previous video.
The Twitch-pocalypse video.
Twitch-pocalypse idea, yeah. But I was quite interested to see that, like... A lot of people will be like, yeah, but it's still about how much he got paid. But, like, you can actually tell the frustration he went through in that conversation. Like, how upsetting that was to him and how hurtful that whole experience was. Like, he was deeply hurt. Like, and like they say in that video, like, he made a home there and like, it just didn't feel like a home anymore.
And, like, he built a home there, and Twitch was like the place he was doing it. But he also brought up Twitch's profile because of himself. Like, it wasn't Twitch promoting him as much.
Billions of views,
and then streaming became really big. Like, and one of the main reasons
when
was
he
him.
Exploded, streaming exploded.
Yeah, exploded, and then people were like, hey, "It's a legitimate career now," and it's like. It's made...
Like, because I was watching people on Twitch before Ninja exploded.
Yeah.
And I was watching people that were, like, getting a couple of thousand views. And then all of a sudden, Ninja just was, like, 15 to 20,000, then 30,000, then 40,000. And consistently then for, like, 50,000 views. But he made a good point that they're like, oh, but you were getting 50-something thousand views and now you're only getting 8,000 views. And he goes, but you don't understand, like, that's huge for the profile, like, for the place that he is at now.
He's like, I should have only been getting, 2,500 and I'm getting 8,000. That means I'm doing really well.
Yeah.
It's just
on Mixer.
And one of the presenters.
And it's only growing too. And I think he's now averaging, like, 10,000 I think views.
It's also easier because, like the presenter said, you just go on your Xbox and it's
right there.
It's right there. And it's like, it's really smart integration with the existing platform. Now, if they can get that with Sony and Twitch pop up at the same time, but Mix is like
I have a
Microsoft
feeling
thing, so.
Sony and Twitch aren't on good terms.
Why do you say that?
Well, see, they've taken away the Facebook integration on PlayStation, so you no longer can
Stream to Facebook,
connect to your Facebook or anything.
Oh.
So I used to be able to, like, share achievements and stuff on Facebook.
Yeah.
Can't do that anymore. So they've taken out Facebook integration. But I was also noticing streaming to Twitch is a bit difficult than what it was
I wonder
through PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm not I wouldn't be surprised if it was more difficult through Xbox because that's like a Microsoft thing and Mixer is Microsoft, so it would make sense if they try to make it a little bit harder for you to go into Twitch. But I didn't know that Sony and Twitch were.
Yeah, I want to have a play with it when I get home though, because it'd be interesting to see. But I think, like I've said this multiple times in Twitch Apocalypse episode, I still don't think I don't think Twitch gets it. I don't
think they get it either.
They fucking don't get it.
Well, and actually, I think they get it too a little bit because of how when Shroud left, they did the best moments of Shroud with Twitch.
Yeah, I love how they did that. Yeah. And you know what? King Gathalion didn't get that.
Oh, really?
He literally did a Twitter announcement behind in front of a green screen.
Well.
And he was like, yeah, I'm moving to Mixer. Like, and he pulls in, like, a lot of views. He was, like, in the 20K views for, like, Destiny and, like, all those big games and stuff for a while. Borderlands, and 5 to 10,000.
Yeah.
And then I just don't care. Like,
because Shroud's because when Ninja left, Shroud was the biggest streamer on there.
Yeah, I get that though. But then, like, see, that's a huge, like, disrespectful slap in the face to Ninja. And he even said that. I was like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
Like,
it was dirty, man. Like, I just, like you said, maybe they're just not getting it because it's not just about your biggest profiles that you should be saying. It's all good. We get it.
But he even made the point. It's like they tried to say that whole thing of like, oh, we'll have, up and coming streamers. And he's like, dude, they're not up and coming streamers. It's like the next one that has the highest views, the next one and they're all my friends. Yeah. Like you're not helping like the medium size or the lower size streamer. Like if you're actually going to do that, then do that. I'd be happy for that. But don't
the low middle tier, who've actually put in a bit of effort. They're not just streaming out of they
have a couple of hundred views, maybe even a couple of
grow their
1,000.
profiles a bit. Yeah,
but no, it was like I think it was Nick Merckx and all of those. Not bagging Nick Merckx or anything, but
dope.
like
I like him.
Yeah, I like him too. But like. These top streamers after Ninja.
Yeah, and it's silly.
It was just on the Facebook page. It's just ridiculous. And, rightfully so, he's still salty about the whole porn thing. I would be too. Like, you've worked so hard to change your image from being this, like, outspoken person who swore a lot to being family friendly. Yeah. And now having this. And it took a lot of
now he's
effort.
balancing it, right? He's got After Dark, which is very smart in terms of his marketing. Like adults that enjoy his gameplay can still watch him, and then kids, they should be in bed by that time anyways if they're trying to keep a healthy cycle.
Yeah.
So, it makes sense. He says Twitch had nothing to do with his channel getting like the porn on there, and I was like, look, I agree that initially, I don't think they had anything to do with it, But the fact that it
But
was
it's
on
going to
there
be their
for
algorithm that let that happen, though. Like, you can't
yeah,
not.
but what algorithm? Because like you said, it had no algorithm. It was just their top 10 ranked, right?
Yeah, but also he was saying like someone had blamed some sort of new system that they had that it filtered through accidentally, and
Yeah, but it was there for like hours, like an hour and something, wasn't it?
I think it was like 20 minutes. I don't think it was.
Oh,
that
okay. Well, then
long.
that if I'm wrong there, then my bad. But if it's only 20 minutes, then yeah, it's
But
probably
still, 20 minutes too long for people who like
they would have like
for a
flagged it.
targeted game like Fortnite, which is predominantly young children
It's like aimed towards kids. Yeah, it's just rough.
to young adults.
And then whoever did that, like, is like that's dirty, man. That's just it's
it
real
is,
skeevy. Like,
and it's also like and poor Ninja will have that stuck with him for ages.
yeah, it'll
Because
be
it's
tied
one
to
of
him.
those things where you're just like, oh, do you remember that time that porn was like done on Ninja's page on Twitch?
Yeah, but
I also find it funny that you go onto Shroud's page and he's still got the verified tick and everything, and you go to Ninja's page.
and then he doesn't. Yeah, they did him dirty. I don't. They just didn't handle that whole thing. And you know, it's like like you're saying, the money, right? They're like, oh, you know, maybe he got paid $50 million or whatever.
But I did like what he said. He goes, yeah, I got paid, but at the same time, we were doing it for everybody. We were starting a movement so that people could be like, I'm not happy with what I'm currently getting, and let's have a discussion.
And that's exactly it,
that's
yeah.
what it's supposed to be about. Like, if you feel like you're getting taken for a ride,
yeah,
you need to be able
jump.
to back yourself up, and you need to be able to go in there and be like, we need to have a discussion.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was a positive start.
And that's exactly
But it just turned very negative for Ninja, but it happens to have now
worked in everyone else's favor. Right?
Worked in everyone else's favor because he was so public with everything.
Yeah. And like that's
and
the
Twitch
thing.
can't back down on that now. Like, it's all out there.
Yeah, when someone's like, you know, going in for negotiations and they're going to Twitch, and Twitch is just like, we're the only service. Well, you're not anymore. Now you got people like Twitch, like Mixer.
So many people are joining now. YouTube, Mixer.
YouTube's like, because YouTube makes it easy because you stream and then you put your highlights on there,
and you put your highlights.
But then you don't want YouTube to have a monopoly either. You want options. That's the thing. If you don't have a monopoly, then it works out for the consumer. It works for the creator, and you know it's fairly fair for the streaming service. So like that's the thing. Like he got paid. Say he got paid $50 million, more or less. It doesn't really matter. It's like he was also putting himself at risk of losing all of his income. Like, and he was going from earning
for a whole, because he signed for a year too.
So it's just like, if it didn't work out, he lost a year's worth of income from streaming alone.
Yeah.
And then competitions, maybe. He doesn't really compete anymore.
He doesn't compete anymore.
Because he doesn't.
But I think, and coming back to when we did discuss this, it pays to have someone behind you that supports you. But also, I found it interesting because I didn't realize that his wife, Jess, is an ex-employee of Twitch.
They were both employed by Twitch, weren't they?
I didn't think he worked for Twitch. I think she worked for Twitch and he was just a Twitch streamer.
I'm going to have to, I don't know.
But I'm pretty sure she was, he said that she was an ex-employee of Twitch. Nonetheless, she's very business focused. And I think what has made it significantly easier for him was already having such success, but also having things in the pipeline before the move.
Yeah.
Like, she's had him collaborate with Adidas and
yeah. And even like when he does his charity streams or like the big events that he runs, like I'm sure he gets some kind of, you know, cut out of that, and probably not from the charity things, but from the other like events that he would run. And he
just did a partnership thing with they did videos with Kevin Hart and for his YouTube and all of that sort of stuff. Like,
and then he appears on like Jimmy Kimmel and all that kind of stuff. Like, she's building his profile, and people don't see.
But also maintaining good business relationships.
Yeah, and I like. She's obviously going to be business smart in the fact that she's trying to maintain all these relationships, keep everyone happy, but also still keep their interest at heart. Like, but
also not have the blame game to Twitch all the time. Like, yeah, he's having an honest conversation, but you don't actually really hear him blatantly bag on them. He just said this, and this happens.
And it feels bad.
And I feel shit, and I'm salty about it.
Yeah.
He's honest about it.
Like, because he did say,
But I
it
think
wasn't
that
Twitch's doing of the porn thing. And I was like, that's actually pretty kind of like mature of him to be like, not like it's all Twitch's fault. It's like someone took advantage of a shitty situation.
Yeah.
But also Twitch
Because he was
being
also
shitty.
like, fuck that guy. But
yeah,
I just think some people will disagree and say, oh, but he's so salty. It's like, oh, I'm getting like stream sniped. Like, that's part of his persona, number one. And number two, I think the whole situation of how he's handled it was amazing. He's still getting endorsements. He's still his merchandise is still going through Jeffree Star's merch company, Killer Merch. They rake in hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, just in that alone.
Just those sales alone, yeah.
And
look,
they're making smart business choices with smart business people.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people forget, that yes, he's moved on from Twitch, but that is a smart business decision.
Yeah, I agree.
And he is correct in the sense that it opens up doors to make smart business decisions for other streamers as well.
Yeah. And you can think about it like this. For like 7 years, he was streaming with very little income.
He's not an overnight sensation. He's been on Twitch for fucking
a long time,
ever.
Doing Daisy and all that kind of stuff. And
Halo, like he started at Halo streaming.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Halo was that's why he got his name. And that's the thing. Like you don't realize he's been doing this for years and years without much like benefit, and now it's paying off. So it's kind of like,
and I'm pretty sure for a time he was unemployed and his wife was supporting him.
Yeah, when he would have gone like full-time streaming.
And getting no numbers.
It's not easy, man.
Like I remember watching Gold Glove, a streamer, and he pulls in like 2K.
Yeah.
About 2,500, depending on the game he plays. And I was like, oh, I really like him. And I'd been watching him play like progressively for years, basically. I'd watched him, but he just consistently stayed there. But he obviously is in a good spot.
Yeah.
And he feels comfortable. And Ninja was getting lower than that. And I remember Gold Glove and a few of the other ones were like hosting him and stuff.
Yeah.
And then one day, and I was really happy to see this, like all of a sudden Ninja just fucking skyrocketed. Blew up. Like not even, like within 6 months he was fucking there.
Yeah.
And he hosted Gold Glove.
As like a thank you payback.
Yeah. And I was like, see, and that's what it's about. It's like you don't forget the people who fucking help you.
Oh, even just like
you
Shroud,
paved the way too,
Shroud will go and like he'll host people who are like, he'll read their profile and be like, yep, this is the one, I'll do this one. And people will flood them with like donations and subscriptions. And it's just like, that's what you should be doing. You should be building a community, not like trying to knock it down. And Twitch just seems like it's trying to knock it down.
And then also Twitch did the whole like percentage of donations and shit. And then people are like, what? Don't you get percentage from our like subscriptions? They were trying to do a percentage on how people donate and stuff too. And then they brought in the cheers. So when you cheer, Twitch gets a percentage of your cheers, I'm pretty sure. That's what I've read that somewhere. I'm probably not entirely correct, but I'm pretty
subs,
sure.
The cheers possibly, and also donations, or they wanted to try and get donations.
I think they wanted to try and get a little portion of donations through whoever was like their payment thing.
That's weird. I don't like that, man.
I don't like that either.
It's the same thing.
You shouldn't have to worry about gifting a subscription to somebody who can't afford a subscription but really wants to be a part of that channel's community.
Yeah.
And worry about the fact that a percentage of your money
it's just going to admin.
It's going to admin.
Yeah. Like
or going to Twitch. I get they have to
the employees and stuff, but you'd assume that the structure that was already going forward, which is your subs, you get whatever percentage, and then Twitch is the rest.
I totally get the subs thing.
Yeah, because that's how you have to make some money, but
like, do you have to try and like
take donations as well?
That was another thing that people got pissed off. I could be totally wrong about all of this, but I did read somewhere that people were getting pissed off that they weren't wanting to donate because they thought a portion of it was going to Twitch.
Just when you get greedy, right? Like that's just. And it's not even
But
like
also,
YouTube, right? Like, you know, on YouTube.
donations is a generosity thing. Like, you don't have to donate to anybody. You don't have to donate to your streamers. You don't have to donate to Ninja for fuck's sake.
It's just
you don't have
felt
to.
like doing it. Yeah.
You just do it because you want to, because obviously you feel a connection to this person and you want them to feel like, you know, like, here, I love you. Like, go.
Here's a little thing to help you along, and like, thank you for providing
like,
good
there's
content.
like smaller streams. Like, I remember I donated, I think $100 because this guy and his wife had been struggling to get pregnant. And they finally got pregnant, but he was full-time streamer, like only in a couple of hundred views, not really getting much revenue from Twitch yet, trying the whole full-time Twitch thing, and they really, really, really wanted this cot. And he was talking about it, and all like about 5 of us all donated $100.
Oh,
and he literally, his wife was in tears going, I can get the cot that I want. And they had enough money to buy the nursery pretty much because all of these people were donating.
That's when
like,
it pays off.
And
right?
that's when it pays off, because you're doing something because you like the person.
Yeah.
But you also are invested for them to do better.
Exactly.
Not because you give it to them going, oh, yeah, I like them. And then realizing, oh, fuck, I just paid Twitch as well. Like, I already pay Twitch with subs.
Exactly.
I don't need to pay them anymore. It's kind of like our games when you buy the add-ons for games and
your
shit.
DLCs
like,
and stuff. It's like, I paid $150
I've
for
already
this game.
pledged my love to you. What more do you need from me? Like, it's very, you know.
Yeah, it's fucked. I don't know. But I think, okay, back to the main topic at hand, which is like Ninja's move over and like what it does for the space. It's just, I think I agree with that podcast and the fact that it had to happen, because if it didn't happen,
it had to.
It would just be a stalemate in the fact that streamers were wanting to get a bit more power and Twitch was not going to yield, and they were making everything more difficult. And they were still
under the impression that they're the OG.
Yeah.
I get it.
The only provider.
Look, I get it. They have the most views. They have the most traffic. Totally get it. But it can't be one to rule them all, like I've said previously. You know what I mean? Like, it just can't. You just can't do that.
It's never good. A monopoly is never
good.
Yeah, it's never good for the consumer. It's never good for the creator.
No.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens this year, because people are like,
Tim the Tat Man and Dr. Lupo are not moving.
They said that, but I reckon if Mixer gives them a good enough offer, they'll move over, right? Because like Dr. disrespects it, he's not going to move over, right? But it's like, maybe.
But Dr. Lupo says he's not, because apparently he needs Twitch for the amount of money that he raises for charities. That the importance of charity raising is far more easier under Twitch than it is
Mixer or something like that.
Mixer.
It'd be interesting.
Which I could totally see. But having said that, though, King Gathalion does a lot of charity streams, and he's just moved over to...
Yeah, but like Dr. Lupo does like really large scale donation. So maybe it's not a fact of like just doing the donations themselves, but like how many donations you're getting and how much, like how secure it is and all that kind of stuff. Maybe it's that's what it is. So, you know, I don't know enough about it, so I'm not going to really comment on that, but it'd be an interesting thing to consider. Is the donations is a bit more secure or something like that. But it will be interesting to see. This next year is, I feel like, going to be a year of disruption.
This year is either going to be a make or a complete break for gaming, for streaming particularly.
I think streaming's already been made. It's which platform starts like. Is it you know how like AMD and Intel, right? Like AMD came in, undercut Intel, provided a better value proposition for consumers, and now the market share has gone from 15% to like 30-40%. In like AMD has moved up to 40%. So it's like, okay, is Mixer gonna go from being 5% to like 15-20% of the market of streaming, and is that gonna be better for the consumer, or is it just gonna stay the way it is at 5% at Mixer, and then like 80-something% at Twitch and whatever left over at YouTube. Like it'll be.
I
really
have to say
interesting.
though, I've noticed numbers in terms of viewing for people is going up,
Yeah,
and traffic must be going up for Mixer.
yeah, I think so. And I think
To be honest, I've preferred watching people through Mixer at the moment.
why? Just because it's easier to get
Just
on.
because it's not just because it's easier, but just on my like phone when I'm at work.
Yeah.
I just find that I support the people on Twitch. I love my people I watch on Twitch. Don't get me wrong. But I just feel I'm a little bit jaded by the whole Twitch thing.
Yeah, I can understand that. I think also like I say like so I will watch Twitch sometimes.
Just hate how they think that they can treat specific people how they treat specific people. I think that's totally normal and okay.
And acceptable, yeah. I think my thing is like I like streaming, like as in like I like streamers and what they do and everything, but most of my exposure to streamers is through YouTube. And I'll watch their highlights through YouTube because I don't have like hours to dedicate to watching all the things in between in the downtime and stuff. So I was like, yeah, I'll watch the highlights and they're fun and they're funny. But like I like to watch other things like tech videos. And so my main consuming platform for gaming
is YouTube.
It's YouTube.
And I would agree. I watch a lot of YouTube as well.
And a little bit of Facebook streaming. Like
I'm more
Stone
getting into
Mountain.
Facebook streaming now.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of people I watch on Facebook streaming because it's the first thing I check in the morning.
Yeah, Stone
It's
Mountain always
Facebook.
like pops up, and now they have a whole gaming tab, like sub column or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And I think that was a very smart move in what happened in 2019. So, it'll be an interesting space.
New decade, new era.
Exactly. New decade. Some people say it's not a new decade till the end of the year, but fuck y'all. But I think
How? I don't understand. Please explain.
I think it's the whole idea is like, say it started in 2010. It's the first year is the end of 2010, not the beginning of 2010. But it's like, no, the first year starts at the beginning of 2010. Yeah, the first year ends, but like it's the start of the new decade. You're going from the start of 2010 to the start of 2020. It's 10 fucking years. Eat a dick.
Yes.
But
either way.
Yeah.
If we're going from 2009 to 2009, that's still
the only thing I'll say is I don't think streaming on Facebook will be as big as like YouTube. Or if Instagram put in streaming, that would be interesting. And
I don't think that will work.
It's only because the demographic. This like my main reason is Facebook is now less popular with people who are Facebook is now more popular with the 30 to 65 age group, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much anyone under 30 and like mid 20s to teens and all that. It's like Snapchat, TikTok, and Instagram. They're like the main platforms. So if you wanted to really make streaming big on a particular platform, I would say it would be like Instagram or something like that, where they could just flip up like an IGTV live feed and then go streaming on there. Because you got to think about the demographics.
See, yeah. Having said that, though, I don't use Instagram for that.
Yeah, I just use it for pictures and short clips. But the other thing is maybe Facebook put in the gaming section to pull back in people in that demographic because they realized that they were dropping off.
Well, you've got people like Stone who is significantly getting between 1.5 to 2K views.
Yeah.
A stream.
Every stream.
That is pretty big, and there's a lot of girl gamers that stream via Facebook that get a couple of thousand as well. Like, it's look, it's probably not going to be one of the bigger players, but it's definitely going to start.
So I reckon this year
introducing people into different sections.
Yeah. Oh, and also bringing up new streamers and stuff like.
Facebook streaming would be great at the moment to start off with because
it's simple.
It's simple.
Yeah.
And not many people are on it. Not as
many
many as like your big players.
Yeah, yeah.
So you could build your demographic a bit better.
Yeah, as long as you hit the niche that is on Facebook. So if your type of gaming content was like Apex and those games where the 30-year-olds tend to be play.
Don't understand is people stick with gamers when they have either a series of games they rotate through or one specific game.
Yeah.
So Stone Mountain's really good because he's got three
games.
Three games.
Call of Duty.
So he's got 4 games at the moment. Call of Duty, Tarkov. Tarkov, yeah. I always get confused with that. Apex and PUBG.
Yeah. That's his 4 games, yeah.
But mostly, he was Apex for a while.
Yeah, but he got big because of PUBG.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. That's because he used to do his little voiceover things.
Yeah, I love those. I love those.
And like, you see, he doesn't do it as much anymore, and I kind of miss that. So, but I guess it's also like you don't want to, as a creator, want to be trapped in the gimmick of one thing that you do, and that's all you do.
He did one for Apex, and I was just like...
Yeah.
But I think that's the thing to remember with streaming is you can't... A lot of people want to learn to run straight away. Yeah. You can't do that. You've got to walk.
You got to work your way up.
You got to work your way up. Like, you have to stick with that game. You're going to have to choose a game that you enjoy to play over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and not have the fear of wanting to be sick.
Yeah.
And stick to it. And then once you get a bit of an audience, interact with your audience and introduce other games that people might want to see.
Or like similar games, but because you can still keep the same audience, but it's a bit of a variation for yourself, so you don't have to be playing the exact same game all the time. Yeah. Anyways.
But having said that, I think, the new decade, people are going to be triggered.
Just trying to push
it's going to be very interesting to see. So you're going to have a whole new thing of consoles coming out.
Yeah.
Whole new generation of computer stuff coming out too.
Yeah, I think AMD's got a new push and Intel's got their new push coming through.
Yeah. And then you've got this whole streaming thing happening, which will be interesting to see where we are discussing this in
by the
12
end of
months.
The year. Yeah.
And I'd be really interested to see where these streamers on Mixer ends up in terms of their audience building and everything in 12 months as well.
And I'd like to see what percentages is it, what percentage of market share in terms of views is it,
and how
Twitch,
much they've grown,
and Mixer and YouTube, and how it's kind of changed. It'll be really interesting to see a graph of that. Move through. All right.
Anyway, we might
wrap it up.
Stop it there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I am Zuff. This is Harley.
I'm Harley.
We're Gamified.
Yeah. Subscribe, and all that shit. And get us on our socials if you want to hit us up. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that video, hit the like button. If you loved it, subscribe and hit the notification bell. You can also find us on Spotify and iTunes. Our socials are linked in the description below. Hit us up in the comments to tell us what you'd like to hear about. I'm Zuff from Gamified, and remember, game on, peace.